Taruva. Sing along if you know the words. No, I won't do it. The whole thing again. Welcome to Win, Learn or Draw, a West Tigers podcast, because the Tigers never lose. We either win or we learn. And what a game it was yesterday. Out at the 8th wonder of the world. Mort is going to do his best to sum it up in 30 seconds. But before he does, just a couple of quick reminders, some hygiene off the top. First and foremost, thank you to all of the students of the game. That's the listeners of this show who came and said hello to us at the Orange Grove yesterday. Come and said g'day on the hill as well.
Yep.
Great to press the flesh with some of the students of the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. If you like what we're doing, give us a subscribe or a like on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well.
Share the love too.
Share the love.
Got some friends, Tigers fans, non-Tigers fans, get it out to as many people as possible.
If we beat your team and we put a win post up, tag your friends that support the other team in it, just to get it out there.
There's actually a guy there yesterday wearing he listens to the podcast. He was a Sharks fan.
Yep.
And when he comes to Tigers games, he wears the most Tiger-looking Shark jersey possible.
Yeah.
The full black one with a little bit of white on it,
Yep.
and a little bit of yellow.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Sucked into that bloke because Sharks lost. So, but it was nice to meet him as well, the Orange Grove. And yeah, if you just, any of our Insta sort of stuff, just share that. That's the best way to kind of support us at this stage. We'd appreciate that. But huge game yesterday. The Tigers taught 20 points to 18. I will defer now to Mort for his 30-second summary. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, sorry, just before we do.
Yep.
I wanted a backing track today, so
okay.
I've got one ready to go.
All right, well, you just point over there when you want me to start the clock.
I will get that going. How's that? Can you hear that?
That's good. Ready for
Can
me
you
to
hear
start
that,
it?
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Orange Grove, packed. Leichhardt Oval, packed. Twali's 150th. The Tigers are $2.80 outsiders at home, playing in their beloved 4 p.m. Sunday Arvo time slot. This has win written all over it. In the 9th minute, the future of the NRL, Lockie Galvin, pops his head through and offloads to the ever-reliable Sam Fainu, who opens the scoring. 19 minutes later, the Tigers get another opportunity with Star Toa, once again showing his incredible potential, palming off a hapless Mawina Hiroti and offloading outside to Tito Taruva.
Repeat
who
hapless.
crosses for the 8th time this year. Dewey smashes it down the Hey Diddle Diddle and it's 10-0 Tigers. Sharks have to pull a rabbit out of the hat before half-time to make it 10-6. And the all-important 10 minutes after half-time is upon us. Luai cops a high shot from Nickera, who rightly gets binned, and Dewey knocks over another one into the Keith Barnes stands to make it 12-6. The set after the penalty, now go back and watch this, it's potentially one of the best West Tigers sets I've ever seen. The JFTA Petrochemicals engine room take all 5 hit-ups to get us over halfway. There's a Galvin bomb, a Talon de Silva grubber to himself, and he scores a try. The Sharks hit back immediately with a Will Kennedy try, followed by a confusing retrospective sin bin of Pole. Billy Bones try, and it's 18-all with 15 to go. Enter some of the best goal line defence and kick pressure the Tigers have ever produced. Naden's tackle, Galvin's tackle, Taruva's tackle, the charge downs. We go to Golden Point. And 2 barnstorming runs from Sione Fainu, unsung hero of the whole win, gets us in a position to have the ball stripped, and a cool, calm, collected Adam Dewey slots the penalty from in front. Tigers win 20-18. Top 16, here we come. Thank you.
Wow. Never in doubt, was it? It was a nice, easy watch yesterday.
Easy watch.
And what a stirring rendition that was. I mean, it was nowhere near 30 seconds, but I'll allow it. 1:44, 104 seconds. Rounded up 105, but
they're getting longer and longer, but for good reason, I'd say.
You can't rush art, can you? And I'm sure there'll not be a dry eye in the house for all the students of the game listening out there, and not a dry seat in the house. That's how excited I got over here.
Yeah, the hill was not dry at all, I can tell you that.
No, it wasn't.
And it was very, very tense towards the end there.
Yep.
It felt like we were in all sorts at certain points of the game, but again, the resilience shone through. It's been a theme of this year. Even when we learn, we're super resilient, and that's what got us through yesterday, and it was just super impressive. And the hill, oh, what a magic place.
How good's the hill?
Oh, it was just full of energy. From the get-go, the start was a little bit quiet.
Yep. But
then it just ramped up, and when the win came, the celebrations were immense.
I can imagine. Now, sadly, I had to leave at half time, which I hate. I had some of the most severe FOMO I've ever felt, but had to get to work on Sunday night. but it looked like, the atmosphere was, you could cut the tension with a chainsaw when I left at half time,
Yeah.
but it felt like it. You could feel it through the TV. It got even better in the second half.
It did. I could imagine when you left, they'd obviously scored a coach killer right on half time.
Yeah,
and you were like,
Mulatalo.
oh, geez, that kind of stings.
Yep.
But yeah, the intensity built for sure over the next 40 to 50 minutes as we went into Golden Point, and the result came our way. And yeah, people hanging out the scoreboard again. It was that kind of night.
Not one of those kind of nights.
Yeah, one of those kind of nights.
How do we get in that scoreboard? Anyone listening to this show knows how we can get in there at some point, because that is like straight up bucket list stuff for me. I need to hang out of the front of that thing after a big win at some point.
Speaking of big wins and bucket lists, you might have noticed the shirt I'm wearing today.
Yep, nice.
The mighty Liverpool FC won the Premier League last night.
Yep.
Also a mad follower of the Reds.
Yep.
Anyone else out there that's half Tiger, half Red, please let us know.
Did you get up for it or?
You asked me that in the orange room. You know I didn't.
Pause was too big. Yep. Got up and checked the score.
The red room. I was on livescore.com checking it, yeah. No, I said to you, when you're a young parent, sleep is a valuable commodity. So unfortunately, I didn't get up. Did get up and watch the game this morning, though, and 5-1 victors. One of the greatest sporting weekends of my life.
Yeah.
Got my first, telling Maddie before the show, got my first Supercoach win as well.
Well done.
For the year. So
Drought
big weekend for me.
Yep. Well done on backing up and doing the show today.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I almost didn't come in. I was celebrating so hard. Yeah. This was made for my Bucks in 2022. Yep. Obviously, mad fan of both. So not available publicly, but you know, if there's enough demand, I'm sure we can make it happen.
Yeah. Complete with that patch on the arm of your gorgeous melon there.
Yeah,
as well.
my face on this arm, and then on the other arm there's an onion, because I think I mentioned it to you yesterday actually, but when I was in uni, people used to call me Money Mort as an ironic nickname because I wasn't very wealthy.
Yep.
And
Elliot Tupanua.
and when I would go to barbecues and people would say BYO meat, I would just bring onions. Everyone needs onions.
Yeah.
So I got nicknamed Onions Mort instead of Money Mort eventually.
Okay.
So that's the story of the onion on the sleeve.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you asked, but
no, thanks for filling us in there. I thought it might have been because you're a big fan of 2009 England swing bowler Graham Onions. But, thanks for providing that context.
Probably a good time to drive the membership for the West Tigers.
Let's move on to that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Guys, honestly, I used my members pass yesterday for one of my 5-game flexies to get in. GA had to get in early because GA sold out throughout the week.
Well, can I give you a hack here?
Yes.
That you can only get being a member, and the Tigers did try to draw everyone's attention to this as well. GA was sold out days ago. They go, the sold out sign went up.
Yep.
They put a post on their Instagram. They go, you can still become a member right now and you will get in to the GA section.
Brilliant.
So, I mean, what more do you need? We've gone on ad nauseum over the last month.
You can't have anything more.
About
nothing
the
else.
Paints discount, 20% off. Not only that,
but
once the sold out sign has gone up, now this won't happen every time the sold out sign goes up. There's a limit to that sort of thing. But for this style of thing, you could have still got in yesterday if you were a member. So if you want to, get up not close and personal to people hanging out of the scoreboard, joining the Taruva chant.
They would have been members for sure.
They would have been members.
The Taruva chant is almost exclusive to members. Anyone can join, but only the members really know about it.
Really get it.
Yeah.
So these are just some of the perks you get from becoming a member of this proud club. No better time to get on. We're back where we belong. We're in 9th place, not just the top 16. We are back in 9th. But I'm getting a bit of vertigo up here in 9th. I don't know how you're coping.
No, yeah. I think it's the perfect equilibrium. Yeah. We've got enough teams below us, enough teams above us that I'm kind of floating in a nice space at the moment.
You're balanced.
Which is 9th.
Yeah.
I think 9th suits us.
Suits us to a T.
Although top 8 would be nice too.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Yep.
You're going up this weekend.
I'm going. Magic round.
Unreal.
We've spoken about, I reckon we need to pencil it in now. I think next year, Win, Learn or Draw gets up there and does some sort of live experience up at Magic Round.
Yeah, for sure.
You watch. Next year will be the first year that they give the Tigers the bye at Magic Round. We've said that.
That would make for good content if we were
It'd
up
be pretty
there.
funny.
Yeah,
just our luck, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But I am going up. I'm looking forward to it. We've got the Dirty Merger Cup Saturday night. The Tigers and the Dragons are headlining on Saturday. Going to be a huge event. I'm actually doing a little challenge with friend of the show, the NRL Roast. Now, he's a Dragons fan. So it's kind of a head-to-head. Whichever team, whoever loses, by how many ever points you lose by, you've got to wear the other team's full uniform. And we get access to the ground after the game's finished.
Right.
And we've got to do that many Bronco runs. So up to the 10-metre back, 20-metre back, 30-metre back, all the way up to the end of the field.
That's one?
That's one. So
what if it's like 42-12?
Thoughts and prayers.
He's got to do
with
30
Roasty.
Broncos.
I mean, we're going to win 13 plus. So I don't really even need to worry. There's a bit of a chat today about what sort of footwear do we need to bring, and I said I'm sitting this one out. I'm not going to need it.
Yeah, well, you probably haven't even brought your Dragons until I have.
No, won't bother.
Roasty, you'd be very.
We ordered
ready.
him some Tigers gear today, so
Wow.
we'll be doing that. But looking forward to it, and it's going to be should be a hell of a game. Like I think they're both about $1.90.
Well, I just had a look. The line is 0.5.
0.5.
They can't split them.
0.5 of a Bronco would be nice, actually, if in the event that I do lose. I'll take that.
17
half
or
of
something.
one.
That'd be good.
It's going to be a hell of a game. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been in pretty decent form. Didn't go so well in the Anzac game. We'll get to the preview of it later. But I'm heading up. I can't wait. Magic Round is the greatest weekend of sport on the Australian sporting calendar.
Oh, mate, I'd love to. How many? I heard on the Bloke podcast today they were saying 2021 was the first one when the Sin
earlier.
Earlier?
I think it was earlier. 2019 was the first one. We beat the Panthers 30-4.
I remember that.
Yep.
That was magic.
Yep.
See, I thought it was 2021. But yeah, no,
Yes.
2019. How good's that?
Yep.
It's here to stay, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you've been a few times?
Been a couple of times. Yep.
Yeah.
I've been to every one, in fact.
There you go.
Yep.
It's very much on my bucket list. I'd love
Yep.
to do it. Like you said, next year if we can get up there.
Yep.
Even if the Tigers do have a bye, we should be there
Yep.
in droves. Hey, let's chat through the result in a little bit more detail
Let's do
from Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
The 20-18 win is one of the toughest wins we've had in a long time.
Yep.
Again, I'll say it again, and I'll repeat myself a million times. The resilience, the back against the wall kind of stuff, the Pole sin bin where we could have really put our tail behind between our legs and run off and lost that game. The 20-18 scoreline just reflected how tight the game was and how well we did to hang on and win in the end. And win, like clutch almost, Do we kick in? It was in front, yes, but still that wind was howling.
Yeah.
So he did well to win the game.
Into the wind as well, wasn't it? Wasn't an easy kick.
Drove it hard and low, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a good. I mentioned this on the Bloke podcast. I think. Adam Dewey. It was game number 100 last week, and should have been cause for a big celebration. A bit of stuff happened during the week. He had to go from he's been killing it at centre, had to go and play halfback.
Yep.
It was a tough day. But this, to have this moment in game number 101, pack Leichhardt, kick a goal in Golden Point as well to win the game. Well done to him. Deserving moment for a bloke who's been a great servant of the club when there's been some tough times.
Yep.
Spectacular content as well coming out of the Tigers social content team.
We've been resharing. That is
slow-mo shot. And a deserved collab post with Adam Dewey so he can get some followers off the back of it as well.
Yeah, he deserves that.
I thought it was a magical moment, one that he'll never forget. And
he felt a bit like monkey off the back, kind of. He's done his 100 games. That's a huge milestone to crack, especially for a guy who's faced so much adversity.
Correct.
And now he's like 101, right, I'm ready to go. I'm going to have the rest of my career to look forward to rather than kind of getting to that milestone. And yesterday or Sunday just showed that he's a mature player that knows how to win now. Kudos to him.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I thought he was excellent. Another man in the backline I thought was fantastic, Brent Naden.
He was.
Who did his knee at the start of the season on the same ground.
Yep.
And I was at that game, was at the preseason where he trained the house down. He looked really good on Thrive or Survive. He played a big role there.
Yep.
So I was worried when seeing that injury live. I was like, this looks like it could be like a whole season kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Thankfully, it was only 6 weeks or whatever, but 170 metres, 52 post contact. I think he looked threatening most times that he carried the football on the weekend.
Defended well as well.
Defended really nicely.
Made a really good tackle.
He's looking fit, lean, credit to him.
Again, looks like a senior player now as well. We've got a pretty young back line and he seems one of the guys that has his head screwed on. And that showed on Sunday. I thought just on those tackles, some of those try savers, like that goal line defence towards the end there. There was Taruva's and Toa's kind of tackle where Toa knocked him over, Taruva knocked the ball loose. Naden's one over in the corner. My Walker Noodle spicy player of the week is Galvin. Welcome back to the team, Lockie. I hope you're convinced to stay because that was a special Sunday afternoon. But his tackle on Tom Hazelton.
Amazing.
Wet my noodle.
Wet your noodle?
That was
deservedly so. Yeah, that was elite. I mean,
honestly.
That was pretty clutch stuff. He'd had a great game to that point, Lockie. But yeah, just the application in defence when it really counted as well. Yep.
And Buller came in and kind of wrapped him up over the top there as well. And then Hazelton obviously frustrated, stripped the ball. 88 minutes, 87 minutes in.
Yep.
Like what what's going through his head?
No, I know. Poor bloke. I do like Tommy Hazelton.
Yeah.
I was keen on him. I thought he might have even been a bit of a target for us to sign when there was a bit of a signing spree, and he was one of the front rowers. I was like, we could maybe pay him a bit more over market rate, get him down. Obviously, we ended up recruiting really well as it was, but poor bloke. He's a hell of a player, so a little bit of a mistake there, but we'll take it. Speaking of forwards, though, who had an impact on the game, Royce Hunt, former Shark.
Yeah.
Bit of a bee in his bonnet. Now, he didn't play huge minutes. He played 28 minutes, but he had 13 runs, 127 metres, 66 post-contact.
Wow.
Played that wrecking ball role really nice. He clearly had a point to prove against his old club.
Yep.
I thought he was excellent as well.
And what did you think I know you were a little bit critical of Jack Bird last week, rightly so. What did you think of him yesterday?
Did a job.
Yep.
The numbers aren't mind blowing or anything like that, but certainly didn't let anyone down and came in and ripped in when he needed to.
Came and gave Twali a bit of a break in the middle there in his 150th. Congratulations to Twali too.
Sensational.
He's honestly one of the great clubmen that we've ever had. Number 2 in the top 05, West Tigers won clubman last week. So big week for him.
Yep, should have been higher, triple go. But there's a lot of blokes in the JFTA Petrochemical Services engine room who were outstanding. We've touched on a few of them.
Yes, well, let's get into the set of 6 because we do touch on it in a little bit more detail coming up. So tackle 1.
Oh, yes.
We were both at the game.
We were.
What did you think of the reception of Lockie Galvin?
The Galvin reception. We wondered, will they boo him? What will happen here? Now, I did whip the phone out and had my camera ready when they were reading through the team list. And when they went number 6, Lockie Galvin, there was some booing. There was some scattered booing around the ground. Not crazy though. It wasn't like unanimous, you know. But there was definitely some, particularly from underneath the Wayne Pearce scoreboard, which is, that's where you get your most vocal kind of fans.
That's where the old battlers are as well.
Correct. Yeah. The Hay Thurston bloke, friend of the show.
Yeah, I wonder if he booed.
Stations himself.
Hammy Senior.
Yep, me in a few years. Always good to see you, Dad. So there was a little bit of booing then. I reckon first probably 2 touches of the game, a little bit less for the first touch.
Yeah.
Little bit of smattering of boos for the second touch. And then after that, I didn't notice any booing.
No.
Everyone was basically on board and he played well. And
he proved them wrong or silenced them early with that try assist, right?
Yeah.
Like popping
people were cheering.
Through.
Before they could even work out who'd thrown it, it was too late. Yeah. Everyone was on board. They'd started cheering him.
Yep.
And from then on, it seemed like a pretty positive experience. I loved some of his post-game interviews where, he said, I just love playing footy. Like, it's great that the team's welcomed me back, all this sort of stuff. And, even in the press conference, Jerome Luai was asked about it and goes, I never said I don't like playing with him. I love playing footy with him. So, look, there's still obviously a little bit of, disappointment or what have you there that he's leaving. But I feel like credit to everyone involved, Lockie, to the players, all that sort of stuff.
Do you feel like there's a chance he stays?
I don't know. I feel like there's almost stuff that's been let out of the tube that you can't, get back in. But here's my one hope about it. He's so young, 19 years old.
Yep.
Let's just say they go on a run, Tigers make the top 4, win a couple of finals.
Why not?
Why would he then? Is there like the smallest chance that he might go, hang on, this is actually awesome. I'm loving this. Like, this team has got the ingredients to succeed over the next few years. Yep. Why would I actually want to go elsewhere? Look, small chance. It feels like there's been stuff that's been said that's very hard to go back on. But I just wonder if potentially there is a small chance. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Benji is that influential to a young player like that. He could change. Influential. Yep. That he could potentially change his mind. I think Isaac Moses' mind made up. Galvin's parents' mind's probably made up because obviously he's Parramatta fan and junior. Yeah. So
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know. Poor bloke. I think they're kind of made up, but I think maybe Benji can convince him to stay.
Yep.
So that's my hope, my Tristan hope. But I'm not sure. Obviously, it sounds like the bed's made and he's going to have to sleep in it. But I think if he keeps performing and, like you said, we go on a run, who knows?
Yep.
Who knows?
Yep.
Tackle 2, Taruva Chant. Taking the 2.
Yep.
Taruva Chant.
Now, you, fair to say, got stuck in a few West Tigers bitters on the way to the ground and
easily
remained hydrated at the venue. I obviously had to put the cue in the rack because I had to go to work. But you got it going a few times early. the Taruva chant, which we, if you want to hear the Taruva chant, just go back to the start of the show. We did it there.
We can send the lyrics out as well.
Yeah. Was it Biggest Tigers fan who sent that one through?
I think it was
us?
Biggest Tiger, yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
We got it going, and I tell you, by the time I left at halftime, probably the third time it went, there was a big section of the hill around us that were, the Sharks guys right next to us weren't enjoying it as much, but it was kind of catching on. Did it expand and kind of grow?
I would say it expanded. I was very fortunate to have a friend who's from the United Kingdom there with me who knows Chants.
Yep.
So he's a massive football fan.
Chants who? Nickel Clockstad or?
Kerry Chant.
Okay,
former health minister.
Friend of the show.
He knows Chants, and he was very, because they have their own version of it, even though it sounds pretty original, but they have their own version of it at Brighton. So he knew how to join in, I guess, and he's got a loud booming voice. So once we got that going, there are a few Tigers fans behind us, there are a few Tigers fans to our right.
Yep.
They kind of join in because the lyrics are pretty simple once you know them.
Catchy.
We were behind the shark cage as well, which I didn't know was a thing, but it sounds like that's their their fans that travel.
Yep.
So it felt even better getting it in behind them. So if that's the start of what this could turn into, and we can have the entire Leichhardt Oval chanting that one day, maybe put it over the speakers. Talk to Lockie
Why
Pringle.
not actually get that riff out from Tequila, the little like ukulele guitar thing going, and just pump that through the speakers?
Sure.
Let's have a chat to Lockie Pringle.
Yeah, let's do it.
Friend of the show from
Do
Playing
you know
It
what?
Simple.
You know who'd love it? Taruva.
He would.
He seems the type of guy that if he had a chant going about him, he'd be like, this is I'm all aboard. And as we kind of spoke about, it's interchangeable. Like we could go da-da-da-da-da-da, Terrell May. Or
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
doesn't have,
Tawali. I think Taruva works best.
I think so too.
But let's chat to Lockie Pringle, who's now the ground announcer, doing a great job, can I just say, of that
Isn't
as well.
he?
Absolutely.
Isn't he? Why?
Nailing
It's really hyped up.
Yeah, so, all right, let's take that one offline with him. I think we've got our best man on the job there.
100%. So tackle 3, the JFTA, Petrochemicals engine room.
Yep.
We've got one question that needs answering today.
Yep.
What is it?
Ask it.
Okay, Hammy, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is Terrell May human?
Great question. Really good question. Geez, you put me on the spot there with that one. I don't know, but let's have a look at some numbers from the great man on the weekend. 84 minutes. Now he went off in the 68th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Strange timing. 4 minutes after Pole got sin binned. And apparently he had a go at Marshall. Goes, what are you doing sending me off?
did.
Get me back out there.
Yeah.
So they did put him back out there. And thank God they did. And maybe the 5 minutes was the energy he needed to execute the charge down on the Nico Hines field goal, which was
perfect, like type of guy.
Yep.
That we needed that can execute charge. Like how many players in our past have not been able to execute charge? And he's just the type. He's so fit, big, strong, mobile.
Yep.
And committed.
Oh,
that he got it.
116 kilos, 6'3", rat's tail flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
That field goal was never going in. No. But he had 29 runs, 228 metres, 73 post contact, 8 offloads, 42 tackles, none missed, and a big charge down. And
he got 100 plus in Supercoach.
Yeah,
is that right, Matty? 100 plus?
He did,
Supercoach?
104 as well for those playing at home.
Wow.
Great question. Like, based off though, if we're just going off the numbers, I don't know that he is human.
Well, he can't be.
He can't be, not based off those numbers.
No, I mean, what's the benchmark here, right? Payne Haas?
Yep.
I think he's outdoing Haas at the moment, right? Like,
well, the 8 offloads as well. Like, I think that's it's the second most ever in an NRL game.
You're kidding.
Yeah. I think Bryce Cartwright once had 10 in a game against the Tigers in 2016.
Okay. Yeah.
But how the turntables? Hey?
Yes.
Now it's us doing the offloading. But he was excellent.
I think. To answer your question, I'm going to have to go with no.
Yep.
We can put a poll up.
Fanua.
Fanua.
We're going to put a Fanua up.
Pop a Fanua up.
Let us know.
Yeah. We can listen to the educated fans out there.
Yep.
I think he's not. I know the rest of the petrochemical engine room.
Yep.
Gee whiz.
Chipped in, did their job. We spoke about Royce Hunt off the bench.
Yep.
Excellent impact. Absolutely love it. Fanua Pole. All right. Sin bin. That's okay. Still did his job. Ran for over 100 metres.
Rough sin bin too.
Very stiff. Very stiff. Sam Weller-Finu.
Unbelievable.
Sensational. First
one of our
try.
most solid players now. Like I said in the 30-second-ish wrap, the ever reliable Sam Finu. He
Yep.
just runs
Give or
that
take.
left. Yeah, he runs that left edge so well.
Oh.
I love watching him play.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. His brother Sione, just getting better and better. And you mentioned in that leading up to when we earned the penalty, I think he took two
15-meter runs.
Yep, 2 big hit ups in that one set. Outstanding. Obviously it's the hooking role, but it's still part of the Petrochemical Services engine room, JFTA Petrochemical Services engine room. Appy, we know how good he is, but I thought Talon De Silva had a real impact on the game. Obviously had a try.
Came on at the end when Appy went off with a little knee niggle as well. So he was, you want someone clutch in that
always
position.
good to have a strong pair of eyebrows out there on the field when the game's on the line.
I've always said
and
that,
no
Hammy.
better player in our roster at the moment than Talon De Silva to come on and
Couldn't agree
shore
more.
that up. So
Couldn't agree more.
Look, they were all outstanding. Twiley
Saybarge, Twiley.
The Saybarge had his moments there as well. Twiley raised the bat, 100 run meters in his 150th.
Yep.
Just great stuff. Great year. Well done to the boys.
Yeah. I think, it's the engine room that makes the train move, as they say.
As you've always said.
I've always said that as well. So, kudos to that forward pack. I think it's one of the best forward packs we've ever assembled, maybe 2010, 2011-esque.
Yeah.
Forward pack. So, yeah, I think that's what's winning the games at the end of the day.
Yep.
Like the halves are obviously amazing. The Penrith boys that have come over and Terrell May, the signings have had a huge impact, but they are just gelling so well, that engine room. So, yeah, very, very happy to see. Tackle 4. I've got some golden points on golden point.
Love it. Golden pointception.
Yes. Could have named it that.
Yep.
So that's our first golden point win since a Benji field goal win against the Cowboys in 2019.
Wow.
6 years.
Pre-COVID.
And Magic Round year.
Yep.
I've learned today. Second win since a Robbie Farah field goal against the Titans in 2012.
Wow.
13 years. That's our second golden point win.
Yeah, we do not have a good golden point record.
No,
we didn't until now.
Well, here you go. 1 out of 10 away golden point wins,
Yep.
10%. 4 out of 11 at home,
Eesh.
including yesterday.
Yep.
So 5 out of 21 total golden point wins. So it's about a 25% to 30%. No, 25
Less.
to 20 to 25% win rate.
Yep.
But the catch, we've beat Cronulla 3 out of 3 times in golden point.
Take that shark cage, whatever they call it.
That's what they're called. Bogey team. They can't handle us when we're piling on the pressure.
Yep.
So Campbelltown Stadium, Benji kicked a penalty goal to win 14-12. I was at that game. Too big, too strong, Tuaki had a brilliant run down the left edge. I remember that.
Yep. I think I was there too, maybe.
Benji field goal at Leichhardt in 2012 to win, 17-16.
Like it.
And then Sunday's win at Leichhardt. So
good.
Cronulla, don't come for us. Don't draw after 80 minutes because we will beat you.
Yeah. On that note, I thought we were headed for potentially our first draw. I was like, that could spawn some interesting content given the title of the show.
Yes, that's right.
We're going to have to wait, unfortunately.
Everyone's saying that our heads are going to burst when a draw actually happens. But I would happily.
It'll be like, when Homer Simpson has that, like he recalls that story and his head explodes.
Yes.
That'll be us.
That'll be us.
First time we
head
get a draw.
bursting. Tackle 5, possibly the most important tackle of the set.
Yep.
You've got a bone to pick
Groundbreaking
here.
revelation. Now, the biggest Tiger fan, friend of the show, who's submitted a couple of pieces of content, go and check out his TikTok because he did a beautiful piece shortly after the game, compiling some of the biggest moments with some dramatic music and all that sort of stuff from the win yesterday.
Yep.
And I think it was just as though we were heading into, or just about to start, Golden Point. Vossi said, I think for the Tigers, it's either draw or lose. Which completely, for starters, I mean, disrespectful to the Tigers.
Completely.
And then it also flies in the face of, hasn't he been listening to the podcast? Win, learn, or draw.
That's lose is not an option.
He's run with a term that I'm not familiar with there.
How do you spell that, lose?
Well, it's got here LOSE, but
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Let us know in the comments. Actually, don't, because not what the show's about.
No, learn.
But
that's so interesting because commentary is non-biased, right? Like you're supposed to have an even kind of view on the game. I won't go into too much detail, but I feel like he's one of those guys that like to bash the Tigers. When the Tigers are always down, there's certain commentators that like to almost patronise the Tigers, I would say.
Yeah. Well, look, we're an easy target.
Not this year though.
No.
Because we're not learning as much. We've already won as many games as we did in totality in 2022 and 2023.
Yep.
In 8 rounds.
Yep.
Last year we won 6, I believe. So we're
6 again.
6. Oh, we're almost finished the set of 6. So.
Yeah.
It's I'm not used to it this year, basically, and I don't think it's appropriate for Andrew Voss. Vossie, if you want to come on the show, explain yourself.
I'll leave it with me. I'll have a word. I'd love to get Vossi on the show. I'd say friend of the show, but we just need to pick him up on a few little bits of just hygiene around how we talk about the Tigers.
He's commentates the 2005 DVD, the West Tigers entire season, which my mum found the other day in storage down home.
Yep.
I'd burned it off a friend and created my own label. So I'll bring it in one day.
That'd be good.
We can watch it. But
if anyone knows where we can get a DVD player, let us know in the comments. And,
that's the only reason I haven't watched it since I found it. I don't know how to play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vossi commentates that. So I'm sure if you asked him what his opinions on the Tigers are, he'd remember 2005 fondly. He's obviously the greatest video game commentator of all time, possibly.
100%.
I did mention Hey Diddle Diddle in the 30-ish second rap, which is one of his. So just, want to understand what's going on there, Vossi.
Yeah, please explain.
Why did we win if you thought it was going to be lose or draw? And I don't even know what a lose is. So, yeah.
The plot thickens.
Tackle 6.
Yeah, I'll take this one. Jay Ross. Now, Jay Ross, friend of the show, one of our students of the game who interacts quite a bit with us. He sent us a couple of really great little memes and what have you. We put one up today talking about, I don't know what show the girl's from, saying that it was like, I've got it here.
Yeah.
I'll just play it.
First it was fun, then scary, then fun again, then spooky, but in a fun way.
Great stuff. Just whack the score on top of that. It's flying at the moment, going really well, but wanted to shout out Jay Ross for providing the goods with a bit of content for us over the last couple of weeks.
So it's from She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yes, one of Disney Plus's shows.
Okay.
Didn't do terribly well.
Yep.
But obviously that's a meme from that show.
Yep.
So there you go.
Well, thanks for the content. I haven't seen the show, but it worked perfectly for the game that we saw yesterday.
Yes.
I got back to Jay and just said, look, thank you for continuing to send some stuff through to us. Really enjoy it.
Yep.
And he replied, thanks, legends. Love your work. The podcast is as good as a signing as Gareth Ellis.
Holy moly.
So that's high praise for us to wrap up the set of 6 with.
Wow, Jay, I'm blushing.
Yeah.
That is as good a compliment as you can get from a Tigers fan.
Yes. But we've had some great stuff come through from a lot of the students at the game. Flick it through. We'll always give you a tag in it, whatever. But loving the stuff coming through from the fans of the show so far.
Had a few at the OG after the game yesterday. One sat with us and, we got to talking about the Tigers and eventually said, oh, by the way, I've got a podcast, Win, Learn or Draw, if you want to have a listen. And he said, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, okay.
How good.
A little bit embarrassing, but shout out to the young fella that was there yesterday. There was a fair few. So the more you spread the word, the more we can have our students engage.
Yep.
Engage.
More parent teacher nights, would you?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, let's have one.
Yeah.
That's what we should call it.
Yeah.
Okay, engage. Speaking of engage, let's go into some engaging content.
Yeah, man, what a great segue. Let's get into it. You can close your laptop, mate. I got this one today. You don't know.
You drive?
You don't know what it is today.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yep, leave it to me.
Okay.
You don't know what the top 05
I don't,
is
it's
today.
whited out.
Top 05 today.
Whited out.
Let me just go down and change what we do here, little peek behind the curtain is we've got a shared document. We enter our top 05 in and then we put it in white font so the other person can't read it. So what I've just done now in real time is I've gone through and I've highlighted the back of it.
Are you stalling?
Black. All right.
I'm not stalling.
Here we go. All right. So now I did have a few things on today and I had to compile the Raw Emotion hotline. So
yes, one of your many skills.
One of my little passion projects, which I love. So today I'm doing the top 05 2025 West Tigers home grounds that I've gone with today. So we're lucky enough to have exactly 5 this season. Sorry, 05 grounds this season. The perfect number for a top 05 countdown.
That's true.
Yeah?
I can't fault you there.
Yeah?
I'm interested to see are you going to rank them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This will actually be really interesting.
So they're going from 05 is the lowest and we're working our way up to number 1. So coming in at 05, and we're actually going to play this weekend, Suncorp.
Yeah, okay.
AKA the 11th wonder of the world.
Yep.
Great ground, just a bit too far away for your casual Tigers fan. Surprisingly decent record there in terms of Magic Round fixtures. We've won 3 of our 5 Magic Round games there, but we have lost our last 3 matches there.
Okay.
So, look, it is one of the great rugby league stadiums, but as I mentioned, it's a little bit hard to get to as a Tigers fan. For that reason, it's going to come in at 05, which is still good. It still made the top 05.
Within the city of Brisbane as well, there's a club called the East Tigers, right?
Yeah.
Which Fatape came from.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to really make a noise in that city and in that stadium.
Yeah.
When you've got someone that sounds so similar. So, deserved 5th place.
Yep.
5th place.
05. Yep. Coming in at number 4, Combank. The 10th wonder of the world.
Tell you what, very unlucky not to come 5th.
Well, I had it at 05.
Or very lucky not to come 5th.
I had it at 05 until we got a peek behind the curtain of what could be. Obviously, lucky enough to be for Win, Learn or Draw Ladies' Day, the inaugural. That'll obviously be to be confirmed with Mia and Langy, but I imagine this will be an annual ongoing thing, maybe a couple of times a season, maybe even in the Cumberland
I would
Chairman's
say every
Lounge.
time we play there, we'll be the Chairman's Lounge.
Yeah, thank you to those guys for having us out there. Could get very used to that lifestyle. I got to say, sitting right on halfway, you could almost reach out and touch the players.
Yeah.
You could certainly give them a bit of free advice and yell at them as the Fox League cameras picked up of both of us last week.
Yeah. So what happened there? The Fox League guys saw.
Well, they just saw that we were there and, getting a little bit of raw emotion, ROAR.
Put you on the Matty John show.
They put us on
I was going to say, you're a little bit more animated than I was kind of clapping him off.
How about the bloke a couple of seats to the right of us?
That's the guy I was talking
doing
about
the
last week.
double Jack Bird. He was really letting us know a bit of raw emotion there.
He was.
But look,
emotive guy.
thoroughly enjoy. Look, I've got it at 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Happy to move it up a couple of spots potentially if we get a few more baits in the Cumberland Lounge. And there's another lounge that is called the Field Club, maybe, where you're even a little bit closer and you get to give them like a high five as they're walking off.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you didn't try and reach down and touch Latu Finu, actually.
Well, we spoke about it a little bit. Did want to get a photo with him and potentially get him to sign for a 10-year extension with the club. But we didn't get a chance. So
next
time,
time.
have us out there another time this year, West Tigers.
They just got to flush those para fans out of there. Then we're cheering.
Well, we won't play them again there, thankfully. Which is great. So that's coming at number 4.
Right.
Number 3, Campbelltown, the 9th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
Now, look, driving there is a bit of a debacle from, where I'm situated. So, but the elite public transport access makes up for that because Lumia train station is right on its doorstep.
One of the great train stations.
Really good.
In southwest Sydney.
And a lot of people, not a lot, a lot of people kind of who either live over near Balmain or in other parts of Sydney kind of complain, getting out there's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad.
It's
Once
not.
you get there. And you get a free public transport with your ticket to the game.
Yeah.
Or your membership.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What do we need to draw you a diagram?
Happy to, but shouldn't need to at this point. You're spoiled for choice pre and post game as well. We got the Leagues Club there.
I love the Leagues Club.
Right behind the goalposts at the end of the ground.
Yep.
And you've also got the Sherwood next door.
The Shernack.
Yeah, the Allen.
They should
or the
rename
Jason.
it.
They should actually. We should do a Shernack Brothers takeover with collab with Win, Learn or Draw.
Oh, I reckon we should.
Yep.
We didn't tag him last week. Let's tag him this week.
We should do that.
Yeah.
I was going to say shout out to Shifty Sherwin here, but I think shout out to Jason and Brad
Shifty Shernack.
Yeah, Shifty Shernack, as they used to call him. Look, you've got out there at Campbelltown as well, you've got 2 hills, you've got 2 Mr. Whippy vans as well.
Yep.
Hell of an atmosphere. It is in need, I will say, of a couple of $100 million makeover. So over to you, Chris Minns.
That's all.
Balls in your court for the show.
So Leichhardt's getting 40 million.
Yep.
And Campbelltown isn't. Leichhardt's pretty much done.
Yep.
But Campbelltown still needs a bit of.
Well, they're building a whole new stand at Leichhardt right behind the post at the far end.
Yeah, cool.
Opposite the
But
Keith
Campbelltown's
Farms.
not like ticked off, right? Like they're
Well,
campaigning for it.
Richo's currently threatening. He goes, if we don't get that cash, we're not going to play there anymore. And that would be a travesty. It's coming in number 3 in the top 05
Wow. Yeah,
venues.
true.
It might not even be in the 05 venues for next year. So,
And then what are you going to do?
don't know. I don't even want to think about that. So, Minzy, it's over to you.
Over to you, Minzy.
But it's coming in at 03 at the moment. Cool. Still got a couple of games out there this year. I'm looking forward to getting out to a couple of those.
I think we just need to improve on the field there and it'll rise up the ranks as well.
Yeah, we've let ourselves down on field, but how can you expect them to perform with, at that extra
2 Mr. Whippy vans.
$100 million liquor paint? Anyway,
exactly.
Over to you, Minzy. Coming in at number 2, Allianz Stadium.
Wow.
The 12th wonder of the world.
Leapfrogged Campbelltown.
It has. Now, geographically, doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the West Tigers. However, geographically, for the 2 hosts of this podcast, it makes tremendous sense for us to play a lot more football there.
It does.
Haven't actually played a home game there since it became Allianz, but we will do that when we host Manly there in round 24 this year. So this is a preemptive ranking at number 2.
Nice.
But I'd like to see more of it from a very selfish perspective because it's a great stadium there. They do it well at Allianz Stadium. and it's very convenient for me to get to and from. So,
Now, as a home ground, I can see how you'd rank it so high because it's a beautiful stadium. It's
great.
Yeah, the facilities are amazing. They've got this machine that pours 4 beers at once as well.
Really?
So, yeah. Yep. Well,
on the cutting edge.
The future is now.
Yep.
As an away ground, I've only ever experienced pain there.
Yeah, we've been hammered there.
So,
Payne Haas.
yeah, pain, a lot of Payne Haas.
Yep.
So,
Corey Payne.
great reference.
Yep.
Better than Payne Haas.
Yep.
Corey Pearson, I don't even remember him. Not the
That's really part of the pain kind of theme that I'm going for here.
Look, I get
Pain.
it. I get it. Going above Campbelltown Stadium, you've really risky. I can't agree with that.
Yep.
But
this is going to rattle a few cages, my top 05. I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to be authentic and take you through my top 05.
That's true. This is subjective.
Shout out to the musician T-Pain as well before we move on. All right, now coming in at number 1, it will surprise. Get ready to get your jaw off the floor, everybody.
What's it going to be?
It's the 8th wonder of the world, Leichhardt Oval. Now, about to get an upgrade.
Yep.
Even without the upgrade, I've got in the notes here, do I need to draw you a diagram?
Could you?
I've probably got a few diagrams to draw today. I've got my work cut out for myself.
Yeah, you do.
Not only has it got the best atmosphere or vibe, it's also got our best winning record of any of our home grounds in the last few seasons. I loved having 5 home games there last year.
Yeah, it was
I'm
great.
looking forward to getting back to that, even if it means if we go from 05 home grounds back to 3 in a couple of years.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
The new plans. Now, they had a photo of the new plans stuck up on the demountable toilet doors yesterday with a QR code. It's like, check out the new plans for the redevelopment.
They did. They
Looks
drew a
fantastic.
diagram.
They literally drew a diagram. A lot better than I could as well.
Yeah.
So the diagram has been drawn, but it's a great ground. Just love the vibe there at the moment. Last couple of years as well, potentially flying in the face of a couple of OH&S regulations, but having fans hanging out of the front of the scoreboard and all that sort of stuff. It goes off. And the hijinks with the updating of the scoreboard, the chanting, the Taruva chant that went up a few times yesterday.
Yeah.
It is, if you haven't done it yet, you got to tick it off your rugby league bucket list, but it'll come as no surprise. Number 1 in the top 05, it's Leichhardt Oval.
Well done. I feel like it feels like a genuine home ground for us, right? We did mention that last week. Like, yes, Campbelltown's a home ground, but yeah, it feels like a genuine home ground.
Yep.
Where we get results too. It feels like a bit of a fortress.
Yes.
Our winning record there is over 50%, which is pretty good.
Yep.
I've got a question for you. If it were to go up to, say, like we moved away from Campbelltown and say we limited our home grounds to 2, and we ended up playing 8 to 10 games there. With the new development, do you think it would still, how it's kind of like a novelty, like a really romanticised novelty at the moment, Leichhardt Oval. Do you think more games there would be better, or do you think it takes the appeal away?
Oh, yeah, the old absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Totally.
Too much of a good thing.
Yes.
I think I'd still definitely get around it. It does make you appreciate it more, I think, having less of it.
Yes.
So I loved last year when there was 5.
Yeah,
5 games.
5 felt
At 5
right.
and 5. I was like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
You get enough without having too much. Had a couple of nice trips out to Campbelltown as well.
Yep.
Kind of tipped its hat to the 2 clubs that have merged as well. I kind of like that format, if I'm honest.
Yeah, okay.
Your thoughts?
I think 5 feels perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
05.
05. Well, there you go. I wouldn't want to go too much more than that.
Yeah.
I think just because, it is that kind of novelty every time you go there. You feel good going there, and you're like, you don't want too much of a good thing to be a bad thing. My last question though, would you change the hill? Would you put a cover over the hill or something?
No.
You'd not change anything about the hill?
Heritage listed. Should stay exactly as is.
Yep.
The only thing that I like that they've done to the hill, fully endorsed, is that they've turned the back of the Wayne Pearce scoreboard into a bar.
Yeah, that's good.
fantastic. Nothing more needs to happen than that.
Yeah, and the West Tigers bidders are free flowing there. I can tell you
Big
that.
time. Big time. You can also buy, were they still selling them yesterday, the Leichhardt Oval stubby holders as well?
Oh, I didn't
The
see
home
it.
of rugby league. If they're not doing them, bring them back. They were really good.
It is the home of rugby league too.
Yeah.
Hence our post last week.
Rugby
Mate,
league. There you go. Top 05.
Wow. And do you know what? I didn't expect those 5 to be in there.
Yep.
In that order.
Yep.
So you've shocked me.
You're welcome.
And there'll be people at home that will be writing in, I'm sure.
Yep.
But well done, Ham.
Nice.
Good top
My
05.
pleasure.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What are we waiting for?
Seg 6.
No, not. Oh, Seg 6. I thought you said set of 6.
No, Seg 6.
Seg. Oh, you've shortened segment to say
Segment
Seg.
6.
So what is it?
Raw emotion.
Oh.
That's ROAR how that's spelt.
Why?
Just for those playing at home. And shout out to all the people that came. There's probably 2 or 3 people that came up at Orange Grove and said, that's ROAR, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
So they know. So it's really catching on.
It is catching on. So, look, there's heaps that have come through here. Again, we're not going to get to all of them, but I don't want that to discourage anyone. I want everyone to keep flicking them through each week. We love them. We love to hear them. But I might kick us off. Should I kick us off? Should I start off with future ROAR emotion immortal Reece Smith just to set the tone, or should I save him for another, like a little bit later in the segment? You tell me.
Let's go with Reece Smith first, but can we start off with our first sting that we've ever had?
Yes.
Okay, ready?
News to me.
Raw emotion. That's it.
How's that spelled?
ROAR.
Oh, well, I see what you've done there. Fantastic. All right. Let's get it over to future ROAR emotion immortal Reece Smith with his thoughts, which came through yesterday at 6:29 p.m.
I think I know where this is headed.
Up, the Tigers. The Sharkies can suck a fat one. Serious note, boys. Want to give a massive shout out to Adam Dewey and his third leg for absolutely drilling the Steeden over the black dot. Magical stuff. Also want to give a honourable mention to the 10-10 vision impaired referee for sending Fanua off with 10 or 15 to go.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they put 40 on us in that 10.
Yeah.
These days, Tigers say, give me the keys, put the padlock on, shut the gate. We're winning the comp.
He never fails to...
Well, I reckon we induct him into the Raw Emotion Hall of Fame right now. He's not a future Hall of Famer.
What?
He is...
Congratulations, Reece Smith. You are a Raw Emotion immortal.
Number one. Well done.
Yep.
Ticket number 1. We'll make you a shirt.
Yep. Absolutely. So, starting strong there as always. I'm going to go now to Troy Maguire, who let's just say he was pretty happy with...
Any relation to Madge?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Let us know, Troy.
I'm going to say no because he actually enjoyed this win yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Based on his raw emotion.
Yeah, definitely not.
Note, here's what he had to say.
Winfluenza.
That is pure raw emotion.
What more can you say?
Really? He'd play a good Batman villain, I reckon. That was really good stuff from Troy Maguire.
I want to get
yeah, loved it.
Yeah,
loved
good stuff.
it.
Very
loved
raw.
It.
I want to get over to George Mansour next, who is another favourite of the segment. Now saw a good post go up the other day about, when your team's getting pumped and that damn Telstra ad starts playing in the background.
Oh, yes. I did see that as well. Yeah.
He was walking out of the ground. So this is from inside Leichhardt, and you can hear it playing in the back. So
no way.
Cop that to all the Sharks fans listening.
Oh my gosh, what a fucking win. That was one of the greatest games I got. My first ever Golden Point game, cunt. Oh my gosh, what a fucking game. What a win. Like the fucking Tigers. Top 16 we fucking come. Let's fucking go.
It's good gear.
Well, that was playing in the stadium.
Yeah.
An NRL contracted thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Surely they would have been playing orange, white and black.
Must have been immediately after
We're
that.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's all right. Contractual obligations. We've got to do it.
I had FOMO from missing that yesterday. That would have been
the
great.
Telstra song.
No, I've heard plenty of that over the course of the season.
Okay.
The orange, white and black.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure there'll be plenty more of that.
Sure, Anthony was there too.
I'm getting over to Haz now. Now, we met Haz at the Orange Grove.
We did.
Said, give us some raw emotion. And he has delivered twice.
Great.
Here's what he's got for us. This was kind of as the game was reaching its crescendo.
We're here live on the hill at Lilyfield Rectangle.
Nice.
We're about to be going into overtime. This is the raw emotion. Luca, give him something. Mate, what a game this is. The Tigers. I'm the Tiggies. I'm the Tiggies.
Follows it up with a little... Another little chant. Add that one to the repertoire.
Oh, do you know what? We were trying to, now that jogs my memory, we were trying at the Orange Grove to get the chant we didn't really figure out the middle bit. It was like that song that goes, do it, the way I do. Yeah.
Yep.
It felt good. Just got to fix that middle bit up.
I think, people need to be a bit more familiar with it, but we'll give him time. Give him time. Now, Jaden Taylor, he was pretty impressed with what he saw the other day. Here's his thoughts on the game.
JT.
Wow.
Wow.
One word to describe this game.
Wow.
Stressful.
Oh, okay.
I was so stressed. Wow.
Is this Owen Wilson?
We taught a lesson today.
Yep.
Wow.
That has to be Owen Wilson. Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Jaden Taylor, also known to his friends as Owen Wilson.
Great stuff.
Now,
I mean, it's raw emotion, right? It's not filtered.
No, it's not.
That's how he was feeling at the time. And wow is all that could come out of his mouth. So
the filter has come off.
that's great.
It's come off. All right, a couple more here. Thomas Backfence Brown. Sorry, I missed you yesterday, mate. I believe you caught up with Mort.
I did meet him. One of the greats. His goatee's grown back a little bit. So this is what gave me faith that Galvin might be staying as well. Because Thomas Backfence Brown would know.
Yep.
His brothers were there, all Tigers fans.
Yep.
His parents aren't Tigers fans, so him and his brothers kind of stick solid
together.
You can hear the emotion every time.
The Finu brothers.
Yes, they are exactly like the Finu brothers.
Yep.
Slightly more talented when it comes to singing, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jury's out. I reckon
the Finu brothers can probably
voices.
sing.
Yeah. But anyway, let's hear what he's got to say. He's always got plenty to say.
Yes, he does.
Hammy and Morty. Oh my God. Let me just say, that's why they call it the eighth wonder of the world. I mean, we got 9th at Campbelltown. Yeah, cool. 10th at Parramatta. Ooh, less so. I'm telling you right now, I'm walking out of Mary Street. I've just watched one of the greatest games of football I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen once a Tigers player charge down the ball and we go for it. Not once, but twice.
You said that?
Oh my God. This is one of the great games. I'd write you a song, but I can't speak. My voice is gone. But, boys, how bloody good. Can I just say, like Noble, the highest win rate for the Tigers in the last few years.
He knows the context.
Bloody good. Hammy Morty, 2040. Those Tigers till I die. Let's bloody go. Get on the say barge.
Yeah, get on the say barge.
Oh, the little bro.
Feet his little brother.
Hey, little bro. I'm sure you're listening as well.
Absolutely.
Send him in if you got him, little bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
love that back fence. Pleasure to meet you, mate. Always good contributor. I'm assuming his brother must have been playing Eye of the Tiger on his phone while he recorded his
I think so.
Again,
a good team effort as always by the Browns there, which we love. Now, the last one we're going to do today comes in from great account, well worth a follow, Depressed Tigers fan.
Yes.
You sent a few in to us in the past few weeks. Haven't got to one. We're going to get to one from him now.
I have a feeling by the end of the season, with us, our contribution and the Tigers' contribution, he might be called Happy Tigers fan. Let's hope so.
Definitely trending that way.
Yeah, learning.
Maybe
Tigers
not
fan.
after what he did this week, but you'll hear about that in the voice note.
Let's go.
How about them Tigers? All that needs to be said.
He's followed it up with this.
A good friend of mine elected to have their 21st birthday party last night in Canberra, where I'm currently situated. And I said, you know what, I'd like to go to the Leichhardt game, but hey, we're probably going to lose. What's the point? I'll stay back, have a good time, maybe catch it on the TV. That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, it's little things like that probably
he's
quite on brand for Depressed Tigers fan, isn't it? You know, he's missed a brave win.
He's got a bee in his bonnet, DTF.
He does. Well, you know, can't argue with that acronym. That is what the first letter of each of those words involved in the title of the account are.
And that's all I meant.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I understand what you mean, mate. Hammy grew up in Canberra. I went to uni in Canberra. So it's a great place.
Yep.
I'd be torn if I had to go to Leichhardt Oval or Canberra.
Imbruglia.
Not an easy decision.
Yep.
But, yeah, unfortunately made the wrong one.
I've been there. I've been exactly where he's been, more or less. It was an 18th birthday when I was...
On a Sunday arvo, though?
No, it was on a Friday night.
That makes more sense.
It was an 18th. And I was down to do a speech at the 18th. But the Tigers played that elimination final against the Raiders in Canberra that night.
Oh, I was there.
And I was like, I think I need to go to this game.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know if the friendship ever really got back to the same level that it was
No,
at
but
prior to that.
worth
But
it.
had to do what I had to do.
What a win.
Great win.
Jared Choker. Remember he missed that penalty goal?
Remember it well.
Gareth Ellis scored. Chris Hyington scored as well, I think.
Yep. He got knocked out as well, Chris Hyington.
Yes.
Got taken off. And the Raiders fans booed him. Disgraceful stuff.
And then he played the next game.
Yeah.
Not in this day and age. Not in this day and age.
Look, but that is Raw Emotion this week. Thank you for getting him in. Again, as I say, there's a couple there a lot that we didn't get to, but we love hearing from the fans. It's one of our favourite segments, and hopefully one of yours as well. Keep them coming.
Yep.
Straight after the wins. That's the best way I love the ones which we get of people like walking out of the ground or still in the ground. They're my personal favourites. But and just to clarify and make it crystal clear, that is spelled ROAR. It's like the noise that a tiger makes. Yep.
Have you mentioned that?
Well, I just think it's important to...
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I can't remember if I have or haven't said it, but I thought I'd better say it.
Yeah, that's right. We'll always be safe and make sure you do say it
Safe
at the end of
half.
each segment. Safe half.
Yeah.
Great segment, as always. The contributions, as we say, just get better and better. People are
On
showing...
and off the field.
On and off the field.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the fans, and it was so great to meet some genuine Tigers fans yesterday. Yes, they listened to the potty. Yes, they came up to us as a result of that. But the fact that they're just genuine, passionate Tigers fans that you get to chat to and hear from every week makes for great content. So
It does.
well done, Hammy.
Yeah,
Well curated again.
Well, don't thank me. Thank them. But all I'm doing is curating.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, that's what I said.
Yep.
Well curated.
In fairness to you, that is actually exactly what you said.
Let's look at this week coming up.
Yep.
So, like you said, primetime Saturday. Now, you've been to a few Magic rounds before. How does the Saturday night game go?
Good.
Like, is it's one of the bigger kind of ones?
Yeah, it is. Because usually a lot of people have run out of puff by the time Sunday rolls around.
Yeah.
We've had a couple there in the last few years.
Yep.
From memory, we actually played the Dragons a couple of Magic rounds ago and knocked them off, I think, in a close game.
Yeah, okay.
Might have been 2 Magic rounds ago.
Yep.
Fantastic, though. This is going to be good. The teams are pretty evenly matched, I'd say, at the moment. We're probably going a little bit better than the Dragons, but as the market suggests, basically a toss of the coin job. But look, if we play how we played on the weekend, I think we should towel them up.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
going well.
I think we're in a better spot at the moment. They were pretty ordinary on Anzac Day.
Yep.
Roosters obviously played really well.
They
Sandon
did.
Smith played like Brad Fittler.
He did.
Don't know how that happened, but
Yeah.
it's a pretty even matchup, as you said. I think if we were playing at home, we'd win easily. It's a home game at Suncorp. Do you know what I do think, though? I think every single Warriors fan will be a Tigers fan. So they're playing just before us.
Yep.
And I think there's a little bit of a kind of a connection there between Wales fans and Tigers fans.
Kia ora to all of our Wars fans.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, New Zealand, our number 2 nation as far as win, learn or draw downloads go.
Japan, snapping at your heels, though.
Top 05, I think. Yeah,
They'll be in the
Japan.
top 05.
Yep. So I think there'll be a fair bit of support for the Tigers. Without the jerseys, yes, but I think there'll be support for the Tigers there.
Yep.
I think we've won over some fans across the Dutch.
Yep.
And I know a lot of our comments on YouTube are like, hey, Warriors fans here, but love what you guys are doing.
Take
So Rabbitohs and Knights, I'm not sure. Knights fans are pretty bitter. They really suck this year, so maybe they'll leave or not even go.
Yeah.
Rabbitohs fans, we
Much
might
like their
get a few
team,
of them.
maybe they might not show up at all.
Yes, exactly. Maybe one of them will try and
Harsh but
show
fair,
up.
I think.
Yeah, in headgear and not really live up to his potential. But at least they've got a future with Dylan Brown, Anyway,
Yes.
this is not a Knights bagging
No.
podcast, but yeah, could be.
Yep.
Cowboys obviously have a bit of a chip on the shoulder with the Tigers. They're playing before us.
Yep.
So maybe their fans will be a bit more Dragon-esque.
Yep.
But I think as a matchup goes, the black and white of it, I think we win.
I don't hate it. I'm confident heading into this one. I think, I don't know what happened to the Dragons over the weekend, but there will be, there'll be a couple of people with, axes to grind in this one. Dave Clemmer, obviously playing with the Dragons at the moment. That'll be an interesting watch.
Wow, scary.
Yes, so that'll be interesting. Moses Sully, former Tiger. Jacob Little as well.
Sure.
So there's a couple there, who used to represent our great club. But look, boys were good the other day. I think, obviously the teams haven't been announced yet, but I'd be confident of picking up 2 points.
The Jack Bird Cup.
The Jack Bird Cup?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
The Matty Head Cup I would have accepted as
Yeah.
well.
We were talking about Matty Head yesterday, weren't we? Yeah. Some great cross team Tigers and Dragons players.
Absolutely. So many.
I'm so looking forward to seeing Roasty do 30 Broncos.
Me too. Or 40.
Yep, honestly.
Yep.
13 plus, this has written all over it. It'll be interesting to see what the Whanua that we put up says. The Whanua said 1 to 12 that we put up on game day on Sunday.
Students, you nailed it.
Well, they're getting smarter and smarter.
They are.
Every week. So, yeah.
A little bit dumber after yesterday because we didn't learn, but
that's right.
We'll take it.
I'd love being a bit more dumber as across the... There you go. I've
bit
become
more
dumber.
Yeah.
A bit dumb and dumber. Mate, enjoy up there.
Thank you.
Go the Tigers.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a few students of the game up there.
Yep.
I'll be floating around. Hopefully not wearing Dragons kit.
No.
Doing Broncos, but aside from that, I'll be getting around and getting behind the boys. So hopefully see a few of you up there. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to pulling it all apart with you next Monday evening as well.
Let's go. Top 16, baby.
Here we come.
Let's go.